Hello my crafty friends, it's Sheree. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel and my craft room. I'm so glad you're here and I hope you're having a good day and doing well. I am here for hashtag junk no more. That is an open collab. And I'm, the co-host with Maria, my good friend Maria of Maria's Miscellany. I will have her channel linked below. And she has always got some different unique ideas for you, so be sure to check out what she does and her other videos. But today the prompt was kind of like, I guess you could call it junk magazines. So those are magazines you don't pay for. You kind of get, I don't get that many in the mail, but I do get this one. And I think it comes out quarterly or like seasonally. This one right here is from the summer of 2020. And recently, I got one this year that I made some ephemera out of because I just loved it so much. I can't say that there's something in every one that I like, but if there is something like this beautiful sunflower page, then I'll save it and see what I could do with it and harvest from it. So from this one that I got this year, it was apparently it was peaches. It was peach themed, like this one's sunflower. It was peaches. So it had some peach pages in it, so I just cut up the pages. As you can see here, I made some tags. I backed the magazine pages with some file folder, manila file folder. I cut out a couple of words, fussy cut a couple of words out. This is the word peaches, and this is just peachy. I thought that would be cute in a journal somewhere one of these days. And so, yeah, I'm not using them right now, but I will have these in my stash. So here's some more peach little journaling card there. I just kind of took what I could from the photographs in the magazine and used them in the best way I could, right? So here's another peach journaling card. Here's a tall, narrow tag. So cute, right? So I thought today I would just kind of show you how I'm going to use this one. Since I've had it sitting here for a while and I'm trying to use my stash. Let's see what's on the back. See, the back is just nothing I would use, but of course I want to use this beautiful sunflower on the first. So first of all, let's pull out the pages we want to use. So this one with the sunflowers. Let's kind of go through and see if there's other things. I'm sure there's more. When there's sunflowers, or the peaches were probably on the front too, that means there's going to be more of those type of pictures in here. So let's just see. There's all the regular. This is from my, I get this magazine from my insurance company, Farm Bureau. So they send out this magazine quarterly, like I said, I believe. So there's some vegetables. If you wanted a vegetable picture, that would be a good one to cut out. I'm not necessarily looking for that, and I'm not going to cut out a big bunch of pictures that I don't want. So here's a whole bunch of sunflowers. Here come the sunflowers. That word could be good. So let's take this page out. And this one. Let's see. Let's go this way. Now this one does have, if you wanted to be more careful, you could take the staples out. This has 3 staples, so I could do that if I wanted to. They're tearing just fine, so I'm not worried about it. Let's see. Here's some farm pictures if you wanted maybe some, like here's some cows, and here's this looks like oh, this is a drone for some reason. Don't know what's going on here. Showing current farm techniques. But let's see, if you wanted a picture of a tractor. Now this is pretty with the lavender, and there's a bee. Let's pull this one out. I didn't know this was in here, or I didn't. If I did, I didn't remember it because it's from 2020, like I said, and now we're in 2024. That's really pretty, though, for a bee journal or just a floral, botanical type journal. Okay, anything else? Here's some. Let's give Wilson a whirl. It looks like he makes, this guy makes makes these things. We had a guy down the street and around the corner that made something like this. He had a whole yard for him of them. I don't know if they're still there, but like he had probably like a dozen of things like this that he made in his yard. I just don't know. I haven't been down there in a while. I don't know if he's still there, but like when my parents came, we took him down there in our car, like, look at this guy's backyard. It's so cool with all these things he made. Here's a little picture of a pond. If you wanted that. I don't think I really want that one. So, you know, you go with what you like, maybe. Like, here's a picture of a dog with sunglasses. Maybe you want that. You know, I don't know. Here's a, you know, oh, that just came. Oh, probably because I tore the other side out. But yeah, here's a nice picture of shish kebabs, if you wanted that for a cooking journal. I mean, I think it's actually a nice picture. Picture of a salad there. Make some drawing cards with those, or whatever you like. So I think this looks like it. Okay, so that's what I would do, and I would get rid of the rest. You know, I don't want to be overwhelmed with things I'm not going to use in my craft room, even if, you know, it's just, you know, if you guys have been here for a while, you know I don't like to be overwhelmed with stuff. So I'm going to grab my paper cutter and just see what we can do with these. So lavender, I don't think I really need that word or any of these words. I mean, you could save the word lavender or the word love if you wanted to. But I think I'm just going to cut that off. The words go down to here, right above this a B. So I'm going to cut that off and put that aside. And then, let's see, this says story by so-and-so there, so has a name there. So anyway, we probably won't use any of that, but I want to get around this B, make sure I have this B in whatever I end up doing here. So now that's kind of big, so I need to cut that down. So let's cut this side off a little bit over here. And this is kind of, you can see it's kind of blurred there in the picture, you know, on purpose. That's what they did in the photo. Okay, so that's starting to look more like it could be a tag. It's a little bit too wide for me still, though. I'd like to cut a little bit more off. Okay, so I think that's good right there. And then this doesn't really, now that I cut it off, and then you see most of it's kind of the blurred out photo, so I think I'm not going to save that. So that's what we got out of that page, this pretty picture of lavender with a bee on it. And then I have my scrap box here. So you could save that other piece if you wanted. It's just up to you what you want, you know. And so that's what I'm doing, what I want to do with these pages, just salvaging what I want. Here's this is some very lightweight, this is not manila folder. This is probably from some dividers or something. That's what it feels like. And this is maybe that's what this is. This is a manila envelope. Okay. So yeah, we can use some of that. Use that up. Here's just some blank pieces of paper from the end pages of a book. I'm not going to use those because these are real, you know, see the natural aging there? These are real vintagey, so I'm going to save those for something a little bit more that I'm working on that's a little bit more vintagey. Here's a little piece of file folder scrap. Let's see, I know I have some big pieces in here. Here's a long, narrow one. And, oh, here's some, this is even like resume paper scraps I could use. I'll get this big one out here. And I think there's a big piece of file folder under here. Let me get that in case I need it. And that might be enough to do whatever we're doing today. So, oh, that's just a scrap. That's just some painty paper. A scrap. So, let's see. Let's see. I kind of like go with the, you know, it won't fit in on any of the smaller ones, so I'll have to use a bigger one. Let's use this piece of, actually I said this was a manila envelope, and I'll keep these handy. Got my coffee here. Let me move that over. So we'll go ahead and glue this down, and then we'll see what we do with the other ones. But that's what I thought I would show you today. Just, you know, what you can do with oh gosh, hold on, just 1 second. Okay, my pin had got stuck in there. I haven't used this glue for a few days, so I guess it got kind of stuck in there, but I got it out. And now the glue is flowing. So I'm just going to I'm using art glitter glue on here. And I have used this before. You just use whatever glue you like on the back of your magazine pages. But, you know, the kind of the point is, or the moral of the story is, I'm just using this, you know, because it came in the mail, it was free, you know, instead of just throwing it in the trash. Like, I don't really read it, you know. I look at it. If there is something interesting, I'll read it, but usually there's not anything I even want to read. So I just either save it for crafting, or if there's absolutely nothing, it goes into the trash. So if there is something, that is nice, so I'm not just throwing it in the trash. So, and then you have, you know, pretty little tags or whatever you make from them. You could use it for pages. You could use them in a junk journal. That would be good. They are kind of, you know, thin magazine pages though, so you have to be careful about that. So this is going to make a pretty little tag. That's the back. Let's go ahead and cut some angles here. So I really love this picture. I wouldn't like really put anything else on here. I love it the way it is. You could add a little topper, which I'm not going to do today, but isn't that pretty? The purple with a little bee. And I have a little bee stash that I'm saving for a future bee journal. So I will probably put this in there because I think that's really beautiful. So I still have this here just in case I want to do something with that. Okay, so let's look at the other sunflower pages. So let's kind of cut them down to see what we might want to make. We made a tag. I do like to make journaling cards too, because like my favorite thing, probably my go-to is tags. I really love making tags, but then I go to make a journal and I don't have any journaling cards, so I'm trying to make myself, I just cut that really crooked. I'm trying to make myself make more journaling cards. Let me cut that straight. I don't know why I cut that so crooked. Still looks crooked to me. Let me see. Okay. There we go. That is straighter. Okay, and then there's a lot of sky up here, but I think that's okay. This is where it came out of the magazine. Right here. So let's cut that side off a little bit. Just a little sliver off that side so it's nice and even. Okay, so that's what we have on that page to use. Let's do this one next. I'm going to cut off the words here. Here comes the sunflowers. Get a nice straight line here, or try to. Okay, and then even up the side. Okay, oh, look how, is that the same picture? No, the sunflowers are different. It's not the same picture, but it came out very similar because you have the sky and then the sunflowers. You see how these flowers are different, so it's not the same portion of the sunflower field, but it's close. Okay, so on this, I kind of would like to save the word sunflowers. That could be put on a page or something somewhere. So let's see if we can cut right under the here comes the, and then cut this off. So I have a couple of, like for the peaches and for these sunflower pieces that I'm making today, I have a little, or a couple, I have one or two little zipper pouches where I keep things that I've cut out of magazines. And so I'll probably put these in there, especially the things like this, just a word. Yeah, that's what I would put in there, just the words that are just, you know, papery pieces. And I need to cut a little bit of a sliver off here. I've got some of the words there. So if this was kind of a shaped word or more shaped font, I would maybe fussy cut it a little bit, but it's not, it's just straight. You see how they're all the same size? There's really nothing to cut around, so I'm just going to cut this word out like this. So the papery pieces I put in those pouches, you know, and then I try to remember to look at them once in a while and use some of them. And then the other pieces that are backed onto like file folder and things like that, I'll put in my ephemera stash. Okay, so I'm keeping the word sunflowers, making a little sunflower pile here of things we've made from the Sunflower magazine. So then we have the cover. So let's cut off the field and family right there above this sunflower. Trying to get the and goes down below the field and family. The and in the middle there. So I didn't get it all. It's still a little bit there. Okay. I just didn't want that in my sunflower. Whatever I do with the sunflowers. And so this is a thicker piece. This is actually nice and thick here. So if you wanted to put that, say, in a journal, so you're making a traveler's notebook, a little thinner, you know, that 4.5 inches or 4 1/4 inches wide by the 8.5, this would be a cute little page in there. That's not what I'm doing with it today, but that would be a cute little page. So I don't really, let's see, this is going to be a little tough here. Let me use my scissors actually around here because I want to cut off the words here. I just want the sunflowers. I don't need these words with my sunflowers. So let's just cut around there. And I think I want to save, I already have one word, sunflowers, but I would like to save this one too. I'm going to do this, see how the letters are a little, you know, this one goes up, and, you know, they're not all the same size like that other sunflower word. So I'm just going to cut around these a little bit, like a little bit of like fussy cutting around the letters. I think that looks cool when you use them like that, kind of fussy cut around, and they have a shape. On the bottom, they're all the same size here. So, and we'll just cut a little curve here at the end. And there we have little fussy cut sunflowers. Isn't that cute? Can you see that in a journal, on a page, or on a pocket or something? And here comes the, I mean, you could separate any of the words. Say, here come the, or you could, if you wanted a word, you could just cut out the, you know, individual words. I don't particularly want any of those, so I don't want to save any of those. There's some words here that I don't need. I'm just going to cut real close to those as I can, so as to save my sunflowers. And then there's a little piece here that I don't want. So now if you wanted to, you could keep that on there and then cover it up with something, a little label or something. I could do that. But I think I'm not going to. I think I'm just going to cut that off. It's kind of straight across here. And that'll leave me with what I have to work with, right? So this is what I have to work with. This is my sunflowers. And you could save the field and family if you want to. Say you're making a field notes little journal that you want to call field notes or something. You could save the field, or maybe you're making, you know, maybe you're going to put family pictures in your journal or whatever you're doing. You could save these. So maybe I'll cut these out. These are, again, straight across, but I'm going to save the individual words here. So I got the family, and I'm cutting off the and here, which the and goes into the D a little bit there, but I'm going to kind of just cut around that. See how it turns out. If I don't like it, I don't have to keep it. I didn't pay for it. It's a free magazine, so I'm just, you know, using what I want to and what I can. So there's the word field. Field. You never know when these things are going to come in handy, and if you have them for a while and you don't use them, and you're like, I don't think I'm ever going to use that, you can unburden yourself and throw it away. Remember, you didn't pay for it, so not like you have to use it. Or even if you did pay for it, you don't have to use it. I cut that a little bit shaped with the Y there. And it's not quite straight on the bottom. Let me just cut a little piece off here. And that'll be ready to put into my little pouch for some time. You know, I mean, I might use that in one of the journals I sell, or I might use that in my personal journal. Family, it's a great word to keep, right? So, let's get rid of some of this trash. And so we've got this piece, and this piece to use from the Sunflower magazine. And I got this big piece of file folder here. Let me cut off this tab here. So I have a straight piece in it, but plus it has a label on there, so I want to cut that off. Let's see, I got it all. Nope, not quite. Let me just cut that one more time because it's got a little bit of the label right there. Even though I could cover that up, I just would rather just have it straight across and not have to deal with that. So my file folders I get for free from work, and they're recycled. So this was a piece of one apparently that either I used part of it already or I threw away like the parts and just kept the part that I could use. You know, if there was writing on it or something, I just cut off the writing and keep the pieces I can use. So these are all nice. This is got a little curve, but I'll just use what I can of that. And I try to remember, I don't always, but try to remember to look for the branding so that I can cover that up with whatever I'm doing, you know, gluing down. So we'll take this and we'll glue it down here, cover up that branding, file folder branding, Smeed file folders. These are Smeed. Most of the ones I get now are, this is an old one. This is a really old one actually. It's probably vintage. This is actually probably a vintage file folder right there. You can't tell, but I know because I know where I got it. And I know what, you know, file it was from. And I know that file was very old, like before 2000. So I know it's an old file folder. Isn't that funny? How you remember things like that? I just realized that when I saw the label. I was like, oh man. And Smeed, we use, I mean, that's, I don't know when Office Depot started. Yeah, I know it's been around for a long time, but like most of our file folders now say Office Depot on them because, you know, we buy Office Depot and they're cheaper than Smeed. So most of our file folders now say, the branding says Office Depot. Okay, there's one piece glued down. We'll let that dry for a minute while we glue the another piece down on here. And so let's do this one. I've found that like this art glitter glue is not leaving any lines. Well, if it does leave, like actually it is, now that I put it in a certain light, it does. I do see the lines, but they seem to just kind of dissipate when they dry. So I haven't had any trouble with, you know, worrying about that. I mean, even if it does leave lines, are you really worried about it? I wouldn't worry about it, you know. So, all right, let me make sure I do like to make sure I have all the edges really good so that, you know, you don't, when you cut it, and if it like when you cut it, an edge still could be loose because you're going like this with the glue, and if you cut it a certain way, you could get a little piece that. So you can just tuck a little glue, especially if you have a little bottle, the art glitter glue original bottle, or a little bottle like this. You can just tuck that nozzle. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's tuck it over into this corner here, and use this side because I've got the, you know, that little part on the file folder that has the scoring on it. That's what's over here. But anyway, you can tuck that little nozzle under any kind of little edges, or maybe you're going to sew on them, you know, and then you don't have to worry about that either. So anyway, there's another one we'll let dry for a minute. And let's see, I have one piece left, the cover. So let's see what I have left to use out of my scraps. I love to use those first. So this is the, what I did here was I got this in the mail. And the front of it, of course, had the address label on it and everything. This was the back. I think I saved this because it was it's a kind of a lighter color than you usually see in envelopes, so I saved it because I liked it. So I'm going to go ahead and just use it. So let's glue this down. It has a little, as you can see, a little where they put this envelope together. It has the division right here where they put it together, but I'm just going to use it and see how it comes out. I think it'll be cool. We salvaged, you know, this was free, this was free. The only thing I paid for here was my glue, so, you know, it's like you can't beat it. If you want free craft, you know, some free crafting supplies, just look around, keep your eyes open. You can find a lot to be inspired by and salvage from going to the trash facility. So, all right, I think that's plenty of glue. Okay, so I'm going to put it right here. This is another, you know, where they put the envelope together, that bottom part. This is where the clasp is. I'm going to put it next to this so I don't, you know, it's like I'm not trying to use every piece of this envelope. This would be a good, nice page in a journal too, by the way, if you were using making a junky junk journal or making a journal. I thought that this would be a nice page because it's a nice paper to do something with. But anyway, I'm using it for this. So, okay, let's let that dry while we're go ahead and work on the others. So that was the third one, this was the second one, this was the first one. So this is going to be dry by now. So let's cut off our extras. I don't know if we'll get all these done today because I don't want this video to be 3 hours long. It does take time to do these things, a little bit of time. But we'll just see. I would like to at least, since this one will be similar to this, maybe we won't do that one, but we'll do the cover because that one was a little different, right? And these two are both like fields of sunflowers. But if you love sunflowers like most people do, I think these will be really cute. So these aren't worth saving, but this I will put back into my scrap box for another day. So that's what we have so far. So like I said, I need to make journaling cards. And so what I could do is I don't want to cut these into smaller, like I could cut them into 4 pieces, but I really don't want to do that because I think they would look best if I just cut this in half. Let me see if I can figure out where, well, I'll just eyeball it. The middle is about, I'll say about right there. So let's cut it in half. I don't really want to waste any of these beautiful sunflowers, so I'm going to leave it like that. And there's nothing wrong with simple. You don't have to put a bunch of layers or a bunch of stuff on anything. If you like it simple the way it is, I say go with it. Looking for my corner rounder. So this feels all nice and glued down. Like I said, if any once you cut it, if any of your corners or you know edges are loose, you could glue them down. But none are loose. Here's the back. So we're gonna make it look more like a journaling card. I usually round the corners. You can do it with scissors if you want, and if you have something like, say you don't have a corner rounder and you want to do a nice corner with scissors, just find something else with a nice corner that you like, something that you can use as a template. Like I don't have anything right here, but just say this is something I already rounded the corners on, but I'm sure if you look around your house, you could find something with a round corner. So you could just put it on your card, say before, like this, you have your squared off corner, put it here, like that as a template, and then just use that as a little, you could either draw like with a pen or pencil on there and draw the corner and then cut it, or just use it like this and then cut it around. So I'm just saying you don't have to have a corner rounder. So anyway, there's one. And then here is our next one. So I'm going to save these as, and you could make these into tags with rounded corners. You don't have to have the angled corners on a tag. You could make the rounded corners into a tag. There's no rules. You know what I mean? There's no rules in paper crafting and junk journaling. You can do whatever you want. So whatever you think of is, you know, if you think of something totally different than anyone's ever done, all the better. So Anyway, here is two. I'm going to save these as journaling cards. Plenty of space to write on the back. They could be, you know, like a little, if I glue it on the edge of a page, say here and here, it could be a little tuck spot. And nice and sturdy because it's got the file folder. This too, you know, just any number of things. It could end up being, you could use these for the cover of a journal, you know, you add a little backing, maybe a little fabric and whatever, put it on the front of a book, and there you go, you have a sunflower journal in the making. So there's just so many things that you could do just from here, you know, put your basic things in your stash, and then when you need something, you can add to it, like even this, say, or this. These are our pattern instruction pieces, but just say I wanted this to be a backing. You know, you could do something like that. You know, there's no, like I said, no rules. Just, you know, put things together, see if you like it, and go from there. I know I have a lot of new people, so that's why I'm kind of like covering some basics here. So anyway, let's put that in our sunflower. We'll see what all we made from this sunflower. From the sunflower. Okay, from the Sunflower magazine. If you heard a bang, that was somebody upstairs. Just, I don't know what happened. Drop something. Didn't know. I just heard a bang on my ceiling, their floor. So this is the cover. You know, we got a weird kind of shape here where we cut the words out. So let's just kind of cut this out of this. This was the manila envelope. So let's cut that out. A weird thing happened. I kind of wanted to mention to you. I don't know what video I should mention it, so I'm thinking of it now. So while I'm remembering, I'll mention it. I was, you know, normally I can go in and I have an eBay shop. So when I do a listing, you know, and normally if I see something that I want to change after I've listed something, I can go in and change it. But I saw something weird in one of my descriptions of my journals, and I was like, where did that come from? Because I kind of, on the descriptions, I'll talk it, you know, into, you know, the program, you know, how you talk text or whatever. So I'll talk it in, and I'll try to check it and make sure the words are okay before I actually publish it. And there were some words in one of my listings. I was like, where did that come from? Like, I don't know if somebody said something in the background, or, you know, you never know if I had the TV on, or, but there was just some weird words, just not anything offensive or anything, just some words that was like, you know, where did that come from? So I wanted to change it, and it wouldn't let me. It had a little lock on it. I've never seen that before. I was like, what the heck? I really don't want those words in there. They just don't belong. You know what I mean? I like things to look professional, and I was like, those words don't belong in there. So I tried a couple times, like, it's just not going to let me change it. So I said, I really don't like those words in there. So what I did was, and I'll tell you which journal it was. It's a Chicken Little journal with the wire bounding. So if you had that in your watch list, I don't know what message it may have sent you, or maybe it didn't send you a message. But I think there were a couple watchers on it, but I was like, no, I really have to fix this. So what I did was end the listing, and then I could revise it and then relist it. So that's what I did. If you were watching that one, and you haven't gone back and bought it, it's still there. I didn't sell it. It's just I couldn't take the that those words were in there. It's just kind of like, if somebody read it, they'd be like, what is that? I wonder. I guess that was a mistake. I guess they would just think, oh, I guess that was a mistake or something. I mean, I hope that's what they would think. It just didn't make sense, you know. Like I said, it wasn't offensive words or anything. It just didn't make sense. So anyway, that's what I did to fix it. I ended the listing, and I relisted and then fixed it. And that's the only way I could do it, because it wouldn't let me. So I felt bad, because I didn't want to, you know, it had a lot of views and a couple of watchers, but I guess couldn't handle those words being on there. So anyway, I wanted to explain that in case you had them if you're watching, whoever had them in their watch list. I'm sorry, but I just had to fix those words. They just were bugging me to no end. Okay, so here's one. Isn't that cute? That's where the words were, so we had to make this one smaller. But look how adorable that is. I love it. It's simple, but so pretty. So I'll put that, I'm going to show you all our sunflower things in a minute. Here's another one. Beautiful. Just little pieces cut out of, and this was the cover. And look how this file folder this manila envelope looks on the back. See, there's where the envelope was together, but you don't really even notice that. And you use that envelope that normally would have been just thrown in the trash. So here's another one. Let's see how this one looks. I like these as tags because they're tall and a little bit narrower. So this was, I'll show you the back of this one too. I kind of just eyeball my angles, so don't worry if you can't eyeball them. Just use a little. You can if you're new to my channel and you haven't seen this before, you cut off the corner to make it even, and you don't want to eyeball it. Cut off the corner and take that one and put it over here, and do the. Oops, it's so small I can't even get it. But you cut off the corner and then put it over here. And you have the measurement for that one. Try it. I can't do it right now because I already cut off the corner. But anyway, here's this one. Isn't that pretty? Sunflower. Free sunflower tags from all free materials except for the glue. Okay, and then this one I'll do later. I'll do the same thing. Probably make the 3 tags because like I said, I don't want to cut this in half because it won't look as good because you just have, or I don't want to waste any of it. Like if I were to try to make a journaling card, say, for the normal size of journaling cards, and then this part would have to be small, and I'd rather just have some tags like I just made. So all it's got to do with that. But here's what we made today. Yeah, we used all of this sunflower. I already had the peaches made, so I showed you those from another one of these magazines, these Farm Bureau magazines. But we got our words, family, field, sunflowers. We're saving those. And then we got all this ephemera. All this really pretty ephemera. Let me move this up a little bit so you can see everything. A journal. I'm going to call this a journaling card because I didn't make the angles, but it can be a tag. Like I said, no rules. Another journaling card. Oh, another word I forgot about. Sunflower word. And then these pretty tags. Can you see them all? I'm going way over here. Let me move this out of the way. I'll put this one over here. But lots of pieces, really, from one magazine, and lots of fun. And these will look so cute in my next sunflower journal. So there you go. Aren't they adorable? I love them. I mean, just if you love sunflowers, you can't not love these, right? Anyway, that's it for this month's Junk No More collab. If you want to participate, just use the hashtag. And if you want to participate, you don't have to have a YouTube channel. Just participate at home and have some fun with your junk. That's what it's all about, inspiring you guys, either or, wherever you are, YouTube, Instagram, or at home, to use your free stuff that you get in the mail and make pretty things. And check out Maria. And the next prompt, let me tell you before I go, is going to be game pieces. So this was Maria suggested this, and she challenges me. So I'm thinking, it's Junk No More. So I'm thinking, do I have any junk game or toys, the type pieces like games and toys, things like that, pieces that are junk, Junk No More. So do I have anything like that I was, that normally would be thrown in the trash? So that's going to be my challenge, to go through and find something that I can use that I probably, or most people, would throw in the trash, but I'm going to change it, and Maria will too, next month in September 14th. We do it on the 14th of each month. So come back anyway. Every day I make a video, but on the 14th of next month, to see what we do with some type of game item or toy that most people would throw in the trash, but we're going to do something with it, and it will be Junk No More. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.